Hello and welcome to Inconceivable. I'm William.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm Wesley, and we are podcast ready.
Hey, go off of that. I guess we didn't really talk about it before, but I'll go first and say, because I'm fresh off of RTX, Austin. Literally
Which
got
stands for
Rooster Teeth.
Expo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Expo. Yeah.
Expo.
Yeah. And this was my first time going. Literally got back 4 hours ago. Yay. Long flight, but it was worth it.
You are committed to this podcast. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know, right? I was like, well, I also really want to talk about Genlock. But before I get to Genlock, I thought I'd throw out there real quickly, with the Genlock announcement, they also said that for all you RWBY fans out there, RWBY is coming October 26th, I believe?
27th.
Ooh, wow.
27th.
That's kind of...
Yep,
27th. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, typically new RWBY seasons always fall on in October.
Yeah, I just it feels like it hasn't been that long yet.
Yeah.
Which is good.
It's not out
Yeah.
yet, but I got to see a preview clip. They're only doing one character short this year to lead up to the season.
Oh, which one was it?
It's for Adam, where they've done a little prequel sequence of Adam. Is it Sienna?
Yeah.
Sienna,
The leader of the White Fangs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
One of my waifus.
wow, I'm really bad with the Ruby.
Kali, Gira.
No.
Blake?
No, the girl with the whip, the chameleon girl.
Oh, Jen's gonna hate you. Come on, dude.
Gosh, Camellia?
I don't remember her name either.
It's not Camellia. It's not?
I'm gonna let Jenna be angry at you.
Fine.
Jenna, be angry at Will,
Yeah.
please.
Okay. But yeah, so there was some really cool prequel sequences of them fighting, and it was freaking just amazing.
Wait, is that for everybody to see now? Or
Nope, not
Oh,
yet.
yeah, okay.
Soon, I'm sure.
It's an RTX preview, yeah, so you'll just have to wait and see for that, folks. But it was super good. The fighting was super awesome. Adam is more intimidating than ever, seeing what he's capable
I
of.
forget where they left him. Didn't he run away?
He ran away, yeah.
He literally ran away with his tail between his legs.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know how you can be intimidating off of that.
And they teased his mask twice. They literally opened up the sequence with him bringing up his mask to his face, and the camera followed the mask. So
they're not teasing the mask; they're teasing his face.
Yeah.
Because we know what the mask looks like.
Yeah, but are we gonna see what his face? Nope, no.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of all those stuff they do with Master Chief. All the time. There's his eyes. Nope, putting the helmet on.
And then they close the thing out with, they flash forward back to where we left Adam running away from that, and you see him just throwing down the mask on the ground, and the camera's right on the ground where the mask is, and you just see him walking off in the distance, and we still don't get to see his face. But that means that it's a very, very, very good chance that we are going to see his face this time.
What are we expecting at this point?
Okay,
is he going to be anybody that's familiar?
Here's the thing. Every time masks have come into play, it's been important.
Yeah, but he's just gonna be underneath it. He's just gonna be Adam, isn't he?
Wasn't that supposed to be Raven? We didn't think much about Raven's mask, and then we realized, oh, she's a freaking maiden.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah. Oops. Anywho,
But Genlock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say the real talking point here was Genlock, and we got to see a scissor reel of some footage that they put together. And we got to see a cool segment that was voiced by David Tennant, and seeing him actually going about.
So for those who don't know, what is Genlock?
I was literally about to say, so Genlock. Genlock is this new mech style anime series that Rooster Teeth is making, and it's getting a lot of attention because of the people that they're pulling in. They announced Michael B. Jordan. That's crazy big. They recently announced David Tennant.
Which is arguably just as big because he's really picky about what he does.
Yeah.
So it's he must really like what they're doing.
For those who don't know, Michael B. Jordan played Killmonger in Black Panther, and Tennant was one of the more famous Doctor Who's of the Doctor Who franchise.
He's also been in several other British
in the
television
Purple Man
stuff.
and Jessica Jones.
And a voice actor
Season
in
1.
DuckTales.
Yeah.
True.
Woo.
Also in How to Train Your Dragon.
Really?
Yeah.
Who?
A more background-esque character. He actually got more lines in the show than he did in the movies. The show.
We're getting off track. Genlock. Yeah.
So, and then also Dakota Fanning is going to be on it. And then other Rooster Teeth personalities is going to be on it. Miles will be voicing a character. Blaine is going to be voicing a character. Gray the lead animator, lead person of Rooster Teeth Animation is going to be voicing a character. He also does the voice of Torchwick, for those of you who don't know who Gray is. I feel like there's one other Rooster Teeth person. I know they announced a 4th Rooster Teeth person. I'm trying to remember.
Any of the main girls, or?
I think there was a girl, now that you mention it.
So, but it wasn't like Weiss or Ruby or...
No.
Okay.
No. Miles is like the only like super big returning.
Sure,
like, yeah. So, and they were really going into some like cool stuff that they're working on. They showed us this spider tank, which we see at the end of the scissor reel.
Spider tank.
It's crazy. Like it's really exciting because the stuff that they showed us really reminded me of what like made Ruby so hyped.
Yeah,
you know, with like the weapons.
Can you
and stuff.
describe, for those of us who haven't seen it, such as myself, what the animation is like? Is it more Ruby-esque?
It's more...
Or is it more like just typical anime-esque?
No, it's...
Is it going to be like Gundam?
It is taking notes from both new Ruby and what they've done with that, and meshing it with some classic
is it more
mech. Like, it's weird. It's like some instances you can see is completely CG, and some look it has the kind of flow of a more typical anime. Like something I noticed, like the explosions.
But it's still CG based.
Is it?
It's
So
not like
yeah,
cell
2D?
shading or...
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
It's not a 2D. It's like a 3D.
No,
Okay.
3D. Very similar to what we're seeing from the latest Ruby animations.
Okay, so more along that type of animation then.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's a bit more... I don't know how to put it. It is different because Ruby has that specific cel-shaded kind of look about it. This one is going for a little bit more polished, clean.
A bit more realistic?
A little bit more realistic, but
Okay.
it still has that same color tones as Ruby, if that
Okay,
makes
alright,
any sense.
yeah.
But like the lines are different, so...
I mean, obviously, the best way to find out is to watch the trailer.
Yeah.
There's a trailer already, I believe.
No, actually.
Well,
Well,
like, there's screenshots I see. I know.
there's
that.
screenshots, yes, so you can see what it looks like.
Yeah.
But the like, as far as I know, they're not releasing any of that stuff anytime soon. Because like the scissor reel was something they whipped up specifically for RTX.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see it soon enough.
It's looking really freaking cool.
No, I'm excited
And
for it. Yeah.
It's like a huge move for Rooster Teeth. Like the fact that they've got these huge actors.
Well,
in
it's
it,
not, it's not that surprising because they kind of expand that with, for example, Crow. He's a pretty
True, Vic Mignogna,
more
yeah.
prominent voice actor, at least in the anime community, but voice actors in general. I mean, what's step up voice actor? Just a normal actor. Yeah.
But I mean, I think at least like Michael B. Jordan is pretty much everybody knows who that is now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And he's an
No matter where
anime
you're
fan,
from.
so this is something that
Yeah,
he really wouldn't be
it's
aware
not
of.
shocking at all.
But this,
Yeah.
but what was
Huge
interesting
weeb,
is
love
that David Tennant was a surprise to me because, like, to me, like the closest tie for this that from David Tennant would be How to Train Your Dragon. But I felt like that wasn't like that's not a close connection. That's just like as close as it gets.
He voices a character
So-
on Final Space.
True.
And
Is
the aforementioned DuckTales.
The lead
True.
baddie.
But I talked to Gray, the lead animator, and I asked him, "How did you guys get David Tennant?" Because like I was like Michael B. Jordan makes sense because like this is a project that he wants to be doing. But like, how did you guys manage to get David Tennant? I didn't see him walking around asking about any anime availabilities out there, you know. And
Whoa, is Genlock an anime though?
they're trying to make it out to be just the same thing as Ruby.
It's just opening a can of worms
Yeah.
here. Please continue.
You know what your
If
next
it's gonna-
panels are going to be based off of, you know.
If it's gonna be Genlock is not an anime. Coming soon.
But Ruby is.
Hey.
I'm gonna start all these fires. But continue. Yes, David Tennant. How'd they get David Tennant?
So they literally, and this is really cool. They said that like when they made this character, who ironically is a doctor, but he's like kind of like the mechanic. They call him the doctor. Yeah,
So he has a PhD.
I'm not sure. They didn't go into that
in
depth.
cars.
But sometimes they call him. They said they've been trying to loosen it up on the fact that it's David Tennant, and they kind of don't want to like get that mixed up. But anyways, they said that they literally had him in mind for the part, and they reached out to him, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll do it."
Wow.
So like at this point now they're just like dream casting people. Like, yeah, this is the person we see for it. Let's get him.
Yeah.
Like, that's I think a huge like step for them. The fact that they can just
yeah,
just
that
reach out
they
to
even
people.
have people that can talk to his people.
Yeah, right.
Like, you're on that level now. Wow.
I wish it wasn't that. I wish they legit just tweeted him like, "Hey, David Tennant at David Tennant,
Yeah,
official David Tennant, want to be this thing?" And he tweets back, "Hell yeah!"
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's exactly what happened. Calling it. Yeah.
The mechs are looking super cool. I'm really digging the
Are they like themed or something?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, they're really stylized, and they've got their like skin suits, and then they've got like, of course, their bigger mitts.
Yeah, so it's obviously very like sci-fi.
Yeah.
So not like Ruby, where it's like almost high fantasy.
Since you have a little bit more expertise in that area, what's some typical tropes we see in mech style anime specifically?
Well, the mechs, obviously, but no, it's for those of you who watched any big mech shows, both anime in America. Examples would be Pacific Rim.
True.
I would even argue Transformers. I personally don't think so. But then there's the anime side, Gundam and whatnot. A huge like trope with that is that you need to know that this is very much sci-fi. Obviously, there are more realistic ways to approach a threat than making a giant robot to combat it.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to throw that out and just enjoy it. Just don't go into this thinking, man, this is so unpractical. Well, of course it's unpractical, but it's cool AF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also not real.
See, people
just enjoy it.
People have a very hard time differentiating.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's why I hate when people watch anime like, oh, this is so unreal. So, I'm like, you don't say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, I haven't noticed.
Yeah.
So.
It's like complaining Daft Punk uses autotune. You don't say.
Yeah. They're electronic.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just watch it for the enjoyment, and I'm not saying shut your mind off, but just know that hey, this is something to be like.
You're gonna be throwing some logic out the window.
Yeah.
But in the best way possible.
In the best way possible.
Yeah. To allow for some really crazy, awesome stuff.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of experience with like mech stuff.
No.
I haven't even seen Pacific Rim, so.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
How does Alex not murder you?
I know he loves that movie. He's like,
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if you are into giant robots fighting other giant robots and/or monsters, that's right up your alley.
Not typically.
Then, yeah.
I tried to watch Voltron on Netflix because it was getting such rave reviews.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, then you probably wouldn't
not
like.
my-
You probably wouldn't
yeah.
like any mecha animes, at least. Yeah.
I was way more a superhero kind of person growing up, like Godzilla and
Not to get
even
off-
Power Rangers. I was late to that train.
Not to, you do like Power Rangers though.
I do now, but I didn't watch them until I was older.
Fair.
Yeah.
Because I'm also not a huge fan of mech stuff, but I'm definitely interested in giving this a try because one, it's Rooster Teeth,
Mm-hmm.
and two, I feel like they're really going to offer something different that maybe would appeal to someone who wouldn't normally be gung ho about a traditional.
No, for sure. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
So
Yeah. Not because I'm a Rooster Teeth fanboy like you are, but because of the fact that it's very taking the same vein as Ruby, and then being that sci-fi. Because I'm a huge sci-fi fan, so that's.
Wait, have we established that William is a Rooster Teeth fanboy?
I mean, he paid lots of money to go to a Rooster
Yeah,
Teeth
Rooster
based
Teeth
expo.
So if that was
And he told me on the ride here, is like, I want to make it a yearly thing.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you? But
Yeah.
like,
He's at the very least interested in Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
He knows of it. Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Kind of related. Screw Attack said that their 100th episode for their death battle is going to be Optimus Prime versus Gundam,
Gundam?
like the Gundam Warriors.
There's so many Gundams.
Okay. Well,
probably a popular one.
A Gundam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But him versus Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
So that's their
well,
battle
did
for
you
their 100th
just
episode.
assume the Gundam's gender? Wow, Will.
It looked very masculine.
Kyle, tell us who wins in that scenario, please.
I'm a weeb, so I'm very biased. But
Yeah.
the Gundam for sure. Yeah.
So you're on the Goku side for Goku Superman as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, that's why I hate those things. I'm super
I
biased.
can tolerate
I'm
you,
super
I suppose.
biased.
I can tolerate
But I
you.
hate those things. They're so dumb. They're so
They,
dumb.
I mean, when you cross fictional universes like that, you're ended up with
That's why I
some-
love epic rap battles. They do like two unlikely things. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, this is more fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is more fun.
Can we talk about that for a second? Can we like steal a mini segment?
Yeah,
Oh,
go for it.
Okay, epic rap battles. So, because I was actually going to talk about this on the show at one point, but there's just really not enough to go over. They just like dropped off the face of the earth.
Really? They
Yeah,
just
like
stopped
they
making
haven't
stuff
had
like
a new
that?
video in like a year.
But they didn't announce anything. They just
They didn't have announced anything, and I think they did like one video of like, this is where we are right now, and like they're totally not doing anything with epic rap battles. Yeah.
If I had to take a stab at it, I haven't done my research, but if I had to guess, it's probably either similar to what Rocket Jump did, or it's something more internal.
That's
The
what I was
former
thinking.
being that, as you know, Rocket Jump, I don't know if they drop off face of the earth, but they're more focused on making like high-end, big-budget films now,
Yeah.
as opposed to mini YouTube shorts. similarly, if it's more internal, then that's just more like drama, politics, and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's a shame because they make good content. But
Yeah. Well,
that was like original YouTube.
I think
Yeah,
one of them.
right,
I think
throwback.
Nice Peter. I think whichever one is taller. I don't remember, but that one of them is pursuing something more bigger. It's pursuing something bigger than this, and the other one's just doing something completely different.
Yeah, so it's probably something internal. That
Yeah.
happened. The Backstreet Boys effect. Yeah.
Yeah, Backstreet's not back, guys.
No, that's not all right.
I really love those though.
Yeah.
Though that was one of the first YouTube
that's like
serials that I ever got
original.
into.
That was like good YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that's what's interesting about kind of bringing up right full circle here. What I like about Rooster Teeth, they're not from YouTube, but they've definitely made YouTube a big part of what's made them successful.
They didn't start on YouTube.
No.
Okay.
Wait, they started.
I don't know about.
They're 15 years in the making now. They started in 2002,
Wow.
so very before.
Where did they air their stuff?
They had their own website, roosterteeth.com.
Okay.
Had their own website. At one point, they said that they were literally handing out people copies on VHS for Red vs. Blue back in the day.
That's
I
how old
remember
I was.
buying VHS of Red vs. Blue.
Yeah.
I do actually.
Server bandwidth wasn't a thing back then, so what they had to do is they streamed Red vs. Blue on their website, but they only could put up 10 or 11 videos at a time, and it would cycle through it each week.
So they'd also have to pay for it.
Exactly. So they
Wow.
yeah.
That's why YouTube was able to help Rooster Teeth because it offered free
Yeah.
hosting for their video. That was unheard of at the time. That's
Yeah.
why YouTube was so revolutionary. What do
Yeah.
you mean you can put up videos for free?
Yeah.
Space on the internet was very coveted and expensive.
It's like real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to see because we see epic rap battles and rocket jump like you mentioned going off in a different direction. We see Rooster Teeth kind of okay, how can we keep the style and the direction of things we have and kind of flirting with some more Hollywood-esque type projects, They've started, they've been doing some movies. They did They did Laser Team. That's what they did. They did a more traditional comedic movie. They've also obviously they've done shows like Ruby, and they've done a ton of anime shows now. They've also done more live action shows. They did Day 5, which is is it a zombie called? It's an
You've told me
apocalypse.
about that,
Yeah, it's an
yeah.
apocalypse movie, very Hulu series type style stuff. And they also just made a movie called Bloodfest, which is their first horror movie, which is pretty cool. So that's coming out soon. I think they showed one of the first screenings of it at RTX. I was not able to go to that, unfortunately. But I believe they're dropping the trailer really soon, and then there's going to be a day, which I believe they've announced, where it'll be in a bunch of theaters to watch for one day. So if you really want to see Bloodfest, go for it.
Nice.
But yeah, I really appreciate what Rooster Teeth is doing with their style of putting out new shows and movies out there, and kind of not forgetting their roots while still evolving at the same time,
I mean, so I guess I'm not a huge Rooster Teeth fanboy. I'm gonna put it this way: I watch the new episodes of Ruby on Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
Let me put it that way. So, what I do appreciate Rooster Teeth doing is that they are experimenting with new IPs.
Yes.
What does that mean? It means that they are actually taking the money, resources, and time, and let's be honest here, the courage to do something that isn't what made them popular in the first place. Such as, it's not a Ruby spin-off. It's not, Red vs. Green. Like spin-offs of what made them popular.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that because while the main popular IPs are important, it is a double-edged sword because eventually it'll probably stagnate. It's something people are like, man, more Red vs. Blue, really?
Yeah, because you could argue that they could have just rode off of Red vs. Blue
Absolutely.
for the eternity and just been perfectly happy with that.
But then they got Monty and made Ruby, and boom,
Yeah.
it's
That's kind of related to something I wanted to bring up about Rooster Teeth in general. Is I feel because they're not. I mean, people know who they are, but they're still I still feel like it's a niche group of people that are Rooster Teeth fans and stuff like that. Even though they have their own expo and they're getting famous actors, it's
They're just,
I feel like it's because they haven't sold out. I feel does that make sense? I feel like they could be bigger than they are, but they're not because they're relying on themselves.
Well, to be fair, they are owned by a company called Full Screen.
Okay.
That they were bought by a few years back. That's allowed them to do all these
That's
like
similar,
movies and stuff like that. It's basically giving them more funding. They still have the same creative. That everybody got really scared when they said like, "What do you mean Rooster Teeth has been bought out?" It's like no, like they're doing this to offer us more financial support and connections to allow us to do things like movies much faster than we would have been able to.
Yeah, because Rooster Teeth is a studio, right? Is that how you would categorize them?
Very
it's
loosely.
Hard, I know.
Rooster Teeth is very unique.
Okay, yeah, because they're not like Disney or they're not like anything like that. Because I still feel like they're not like on that level, but I kind of feel like it's because
then
they
at
don't
the same
want
time,
to
you
be.
see them grabbing people like Michael B. Jordan and David Tennant, so it's kind of weird.
They're a company.
Yeah. And their convention center, like last year, I don't know what the numbers are this year yet, but last year, our RTX 2017 numbers were at 68,000 people.
Wow.
Cool.
That's a lot.
They couldn't get another 1,000.
They need to make like a Rooster Teeth world.
This year, this year
you know how many people would go though?
This year they had the whole Austin Convention Center, and they used a nearby hotel, like all their convention spaces too. So they're at
cool.
2 buildings now.
Yeah.
And the Austin Convention Center, by the way, is enormous. It's the same size, I would guess, as PAX.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
So as far as building wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Genlock is their new thing that they're pushing, and it looks really promising. They seem really excited about it, and now that we actually have something like tangible to grab, I feel much more excited about it than before. So, yeah.
Nice.
Look out for that trailer coming out soon, or any content that's coming out soon for that. I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but like in the next couple of weeks, you'll start seeing stuff for that. So.
One last question: what does Genlock stand for?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's probably some kind of term they use to describe whatever sci-fi fiction they have in there. Sci-fi fiction.
The power of the Genlock or something. I don't
Science
know.
fiction.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Who would like to go next?
Well, let's just do clockwise, unless you have a burning.
I'll go. That's.
It's like, can you jump off what Will talked about in a good segue?
Can you?
Yes.
Okay. Then go for it, man. Here goes Gary.
All right. Thanks, Gary. So, to really offshoot what Will says, kind of alluding it to it, what he's a giant fanboy, is fanboys. Or fan people.
William, does he fanboy?
Yeah. Fan people. So, my topic for this podcast will be fandoms and, to an extension, hype culture. So let's just talk about it in order. So, using Will as my guinea pig, you went to a convention dedicated to this one company.
Yep.
Rooster Teeth.
True.
That's the equivalent of like there being like, there probably is a Disney Con. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or in my case, since I play Final Fantasy XIV, there's a whole convention dedicated to one game.
Wow.
So conventions dedicated to this one specific thing.
Instant fanboy label.
Yeah, seriously, fanboy label. So you've been there, and from your point of view, which is probably biased, but like when you met other Wills there.
From my point of view, the dark side is the good.
Not dark side, just like when you're talking to other people who are like equally, if not more, obsessed with this company with you, like how that pan out.
Well, I will say one thing that was unique about this convention and others, because I've been to plenty of anime and Comic Cons and such. This one, I was able to find, once I identified people that were also going to this convention, there was more so a bonding than normal over like, hey, you see someone in the same like show as you know, you get some bonding there. But this one was even more so the case, and more of like, it's not just the show, it's the company as a whole, and as soon as you find someone that they're totally into like talking with you about it, and everybody's really excited. The community in this was very, very powerful.
And that's what I love of these con specific what's one thing of just thing specific cons.
Yeah.
So like a Star Trek con, like Wes, what are you super into? Superheroes, you said?
Superheroes?
Yeah.
Star Wars con?
Yeah.
So if there's like a DC con.
Oh, there is. I'm sure there is.
Yeah, or like there is a Star Wars con though. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
would
like
do that too.
So like I think Vincent went to that, but like if and when you go to that, you'll know if you see someone wearing the badge to get in, you know that they're a Star Wars fan, so you instantly connect with them.
Yep.
And you instantly have a conversation topic.
Mm-hmm.
So I love cons like that. Again, double-edged sword. I've seen the darker side of that con where I had talked about it, I think a couple episodes I was on here, was that elitism
Yep.
that is very much existent in, I'm gonna hate using blanket statements, but like all fandoms have this elitism.
Yeah. Like you're not a real Rooster Teeth fan.
That whole like quizzing, like if you're a true Rooster Teeth fanboy, you would know Barbara's middle name and birthday. And I'm like,
I forgot her name was Barbara.
Yeah,
So I guess
yeah.
I didn't.
shout outs to Yang's voice actor.
Yeah.
But like that elitism, that is the darker side of fandoms, where especially when fandoms that are huge, such as RTX, such as the Ruby fandom, such as especially the Star Wars fandom. Wow, that toxicity.
Yeah. It's bad.
It gets really bad. And I want to talk about how, why, or how to deal with toxicity like that. And
System
I want
of
to
a Down knows the way.
Yeah, and I want nice, and I want to not to up or downplay it, but I want to say that this in any fandom that toxicity is present, but I hope is very much the vocal minority. That the I don't know if you guys have read about that, but the actor in the new Star Wars who played like the love interest of Finn.
Yeah, she got chewed
straight
out.
up, straight up was bullied
She
off of
deleted
Twitter.
it. Yeah. In her Instagram.
Yeah,
awful.
And that's how they happened with the original, the best prequel, episodes 1, 2, and 3 with Jar Jar Binks. The actor who played Jar Jar Binks straight up got harassed, so he had to get like a full blackout on the internet. And guys, this is Jar Jar Binks doesn't exist. He's a fictional alien. However, the actor that plays
you nearly drove a guy.
Yeah, that's a normal dude that you basically, I'm not saying ruined his life, but like he made it pretty dark. Yeah. But this I feel bad. I don't know her name, but like the actor that plays Finn's love interest there, that poor woman, like just straight up harassed.
All she did was play a fictional character.
Yeah.
She did
that's
what
her
she was
job.
paid
It
to
wasn't.
do. Yeah.
It wasn't even her creative decision for the character.
Yeah.
Like, those
And
should be the people that you're mad at more than anything.
To be honest, I liked her character, especially towards the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, say what you want about where that relationship ended up, but I thought it was a cute character. You know what I mean?
But no matter what, she could be
Even if you didn't like her.
Yeah, she could be a tree in the foreground. I don't care. But you don't bully a person doing his job. That's equivalent of me, making fun of the janitor because, oh wow, you're doing your job. You're a monster. Yeah.
Only monsters clean the halls.
Yeah,
it's like blaming as someone who's worked in retail and anybody else working really.
Yeah, don't shoot the messenger. Yeah,
that's like blaming the cashier for the prices. We don't make.
I know.
I was
talking to someone about that the other day. We were in a store. And we were asking someone where something was, and they couldn't tell us exactly where it was. And I was like, "Hey, that's all right. We'll just go in that direction. We'll make our way." Yeah. And I was thinking to myself, I'm like, "Yeah, it really helps to work in retail, be involved with something, so you can see it from their perspective."
Yeah, putting yourself in another person's shoes is unfortunately a skill that this toxic fandom just does not have. It's so asinine, but it absolutely if you say it like that, listeners are probably like, "Oh, well, yeah, I would never do that," but people that exist. They're in every fandom. This happens. And
let's be fair. We're unfair to people in some area. We all are.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm trash. Straight up. I am a monster.
But we just see a lot of tag team culture when it comes to things like these scenarios.
Yeah, but that toxicity in fans. I talked about it later, but we as a group of geeks are given this label, which back then didn't mean cool. Back then, it was actually a derogative thing. To be a geek means you are less on the social ladder as possible. So, while that isn't in existence today as much, it's still something that is our label. And, we as for a lack of a better term, a community, this geek community, need to not be infighting. We need to be coming together and saying, hey, you're a geek, I'm a geek, let's just geek out.
We're all geeks!
Yeah, but the fact that this almost cannibalism of this testing, this oh, you're not a true fan, or the whole no true Scotsman thing, that needs to stop, guys. And the best solution I found to this, and this is air quotes by the way for those listeners, the best solution is we really got to do our own checks and balances. So you see someone doing that, call it out. Dude, that's not cool. This poor fan loves the same thing you do. Why are you being a jerk to them?
Yeah.
And this is something that's important even in my area of expertise, where my passions are with I'm even going beyond that, just in what I do for school and stuff like that. When you disagree with somebody, you never attack that person.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's a fallacy.
Exactly. So even if you do you guys, okay, I like something, William hates it. William is not going to attack me.
I'm not a huge fan of Superman.
Exactly. He's not going to tell me that I'm a horrible person because I love Superman. He's going to attack Superman, which is sad for me too. But like, you attack ideas, and there's nothing wrong with attacking ideas. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It really crosses a line when there's a person behind said like attacking,
Yeah.
like in this case with Star Wars. You know,
Yeah.
like it's like straight up horrible. And this is far from the first time we've seen this. This is the most recent example, you know, that we can see.
Yep.
And
that's on the Star Wars side. Like, I'm the anime guy in this podcast, so I'll
Mhm.
give more anime-centric examples. So I go to lots of anime cons, and the hot thing nowadays is macadamia, or for you not cool kids, My Hero Academia.
I'm a Macadamia
Yeah,
fan now.
definitely macadamia. Oh, you are? Great.
you start watching it.
Sidebar. We'll talk about it later. Yeah, like, macadamia is such a huge... It's the new thing nowadays. And unfortunately, especially in the cosplay photo shoots I've been to, and even as general fans, there are people who straight up are sort of like testing these other macadamia fans on their knowledge of this thing.
Mhm.
As an anime only watcher of macadamia, there are these people who absolutely hate me. We're like, wow, how dare you not read the source
Yeah.
material that is the manga?
When
Yeah.
you've got
Yeah.
stuff that has a different source material and you're going off of the new, more
Yeah.
relevant version, like that's a
Well,
really
I would say more relevant, but like, yeah.
Well,
different.
I say
Yeah.
relevant usely,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
as the more recent like addition
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say
yeah.
and that's like that's probably the classic way to start this kind of thing where it's like, well, you're not a true fan if you didn't read the
source
original
material, yeah,
source
exactly,
material.
yeah.
It's like, oh, but you could see that's like the thing is that there's never an end to that. You could always keep going down and down and down, and you're not a real fan.
Yeah.
if
It's a
you haven't
rabbit
done
hole.
this.
Yeah. I'm constantly doing that with comic books, to be honest.
See, dude, come on.
But not in a bad like I'm not like attacking people over it though. It's just a matter of fact that when someone creates a character, like there are certain things that make that character who that character is, and like you probably shouldn't change those. You know what I mean? I think that translates for everything. But you shouldn't be attacking people's love of something because they don't.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. Like
Mhm.
my knowledge of the history of Black Panther
Exactly, yeah.
shouldn't like devalue my love for Black
Mhm.
Panther.
Yeah.
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 But again, that the whole like manga versus anime thing that really grinds my gears. It's such a shame because like
Mhm.
I don't like reading a lot of manga. Sorry, but I prefer watching anime, and if that's my only extent of this topic is the anime, egg on my face.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
we've seen that with like Lord of the Rings and Harry
Oh,
Potter.
yeah.
Lord of the Rings got a very like
They have a very dedicated
elitist
fan base.
Yeah.
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 This is what you do when you think someone isn't as much a fan as you. You make friends with them and you teach them your ways. Seriously, like
You can explain to them, look at this whole new world that's out there, but you
Yeah.
don't like
You're
you don't
like-
freaking pound them in the ground and say, well, you're dumb for not
no,
doing this.
it should be exciting. Like you don't know about this, or like
Yeah.
you know about this, but you don't know this about it.
Right.
Like let me tell you. Like I'm
So,
really
for
excited about
instance,
it.
The reason why you don't read manga most of the time is
Oh, I don't. Well, I only have. There's only 24 hours in a day, and I spend half of it sleeping, and the other half working. So I don't have. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So you're not even trashing the like
No.
reading. You're just like, yo, I don't got time for that.
Yeah.
The anime
Yeah.
itself makes it a little bit more easier for
So
me to
easier to
get it.
consume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I know for a lot of people that's just the case. You know, sometimes watching something is a little bit easier than
Mhm.
freaking reading a book, because reading a book
Yeah.
will take a lot longer than watching a movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So for most of us, we just don't simply have the time, and you're trashing people who are not even trashing what you have to say. They're just saying that I haven't gotten around to it.
Mhm.
But that shouldn't devalue them as a fan, you know? Like there should be absolutely
Absolutely
just as
not.
much
And like I said, aforementioned, like embrace your fellow geeks, guys.
Yeah.
This infighting cannibalism should not and cannot happen. We are a very special bunch. We are a community of loving people. I would argue, and I'm being very biased, but like the geek community is probably the best group of people like in the world.
It's pretty rad.
Yeah, and there's no need to be infighting. And to transition to my next extension, hype culture. So, is there any other last words before we move on?
No,
to
I
that?
think we
I'm
covered it
excited,
pretty
yeah.
well. Yeah,
Alright,
cool.
good.
So hype culture. Let me tell you guys what my definition of hype culture is. Hype culture, at its, I guess, core or its intent, is to generate some kind of excitement for whatever's going to be released soon.
Mhm.
And then when it finally does release, that wave of ecstasy, like, yes, this is what I've been waiting for. I finally have that like relief. But there is that darker side of it that would, and I will name examples, and I want you guys to give examples as well, where this hype culture is so, for lack of a better term, so cancerous and awful, where it actually straight up ruins the series. So, an example of that, again, as the anime guy, I'll give an example. Attack on Titan Season 1, when that first came out, like, that was, like, the best thing since sliced bread on the anime world.
Yeah.
Like, everyone and everyone. It was like the macadamia of the time.
It brought in a whole new wave of fans,
Yeah.
like for anime in general. So it did a lot for the industry.
And that, like, there was merchandise immediately. It became the mainstream anime. And after that, you guys, spoilers, between Season 1 and Season 2 was such a huge gap.
Yeah.
And whether it's the fact that there was some kind of politics or they caught up to the source material too fast, whatever your reasoning, that period of time was long. So if I had to graph it, time over hype, it was like a hill reaching to its very much zenith. I'd say that's around, I don't know, 2010-ish. Then it plummeted because it took too long. At this point where the hype was too much, where people just did not care anymore. Let me put it in perspective. The main animation studio that made Attack on Titan made another anime in that window of time between Season 1 and 2 Attack on Titan called Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Huge fan of that. Please watch it. It's zombies on trains. It's amazing.
Zombies on trains.
Yes.
That's all you need to know.
Yeah, it's amazing. The composer for the music is one of my favorite composers. Anyway, they made a whole like 12 episode anime series in the gap between seasons 1 and 2 of this anime. That's how long this hiatus was.
That's crazy.
I have a similar story when you're done
Yes,
with this.
definitely. I want examples to each of you. So this gap was so long, and the hype reached its boiling point, exploded, and then shattered to a million pieces, where the expectations of this second season was so high that no matter what they did, they could have made it 40. They could have made a Titan come out of the TV and punch you in the face, but fans would still be disappointed.
Yeah.
That's how high that hype
And
culture
guess
was.
what? Season 2 sucks.
See, that's the thing. I started watching, like, Season 3 came out.
Uh-huh.
I thought Season 2 was so bad that they didn't never make a Season 3, but egg on my face making Season 3, so like, crap, now I gotta watch Season 2. I'm watching it. Man, it's not as good.
Yeah.
It's, to put it lightly,
Yeah.
not as good. And it's
Yeah.
hard because the thing is that when you, with that hill, like, euphemism that you've mentioned,
I don't know if it's a euphemism, but metaphor. Yeah.
metaphor, thank you.
In
if
your
you,
end.
if you got two lines, you've got your hype meter and you got your expectations. On your way up that hill, those two lines match.
Yeah.
The thing is that once you get to that plateau, your hype drops, but your expectations maintain the same on that plateau.
Yeah, you're done. You're
So,
done. Yeah, you're done.
Now
Yeah.
you've lost out of the people being excited for it, but they still have the expectation, which is the side you don't want, you know?
Similar story?
So before you continue, is
Okay.
your example about a video game?
Yes.
Is it one I'm thinking of?
Probably.
Continue. Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, not my example, but continue.
Okay,
Yeah.
not your example. Yeah.
Yeah.
It has been so freaking long since Kingdom Hearts 2, and we're finally getting Kingdom Hearts 3, what, like, end of this year, I think? There's no way.
What, you don't
There's-
like Kingdom Hearts 2.8, 0.3, 0.5?
I haven't played them.
Point star Devil May Cry?
Yeah,
You don't like that?
it's like,
You don't-
no.
Yeah.
Like, I love Kingdom Hearts. It's a cherished part of my, like, childhood, teenagerdom / stuff. There is no way in heaven and earth that it is going to be as good as anybody wants it to be. There's no way.
The expectation, the hype is definitely
Yeah.
on the downswing. It's not bottom. It is, if you picture the hill, they're halfway down that hill right now.
Yeah.
That's where they are. But that expectation is, without a
So
doubt,
long.
still where it
Like,
was before.
It's still going up because they released trailers for it. It's that expectation is going to get higher and higher.
Like, I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game. I actually think it's going to be a good game. But, like, no one's going to see it that way. I just guarantee it. Like, it's just, people have so many ideas in their head now about what it's supposed, like, they think it's supposed to be. It's just not possible.
And I think that's what you're going with, is about how hype can ruin a game
Yes.
unnecessarily.
And I like your example. That's really good because the gap between 2 and 3 is still going on.
It's like 10 plus years now.
But my example is actually existence and in concrete. I was going to talk about Duke Nukem.
That's
Yep.
a good one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Duke
That's probably
Nukem,
one of the most classic examples in
when
video
they tried
game.
to reboot it, trashed
Yeah.
it.
So for those who don't know, Duke Nukem is like the Doom-esque like shooter, or like that's where the
like Johnny Bravo meets Doom Guy.
Like the phrase "I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum," and I'm on bubblegum. That's where that came from.
yeah.
When they said they were going to reboot that, oh my god, the world exploded.
It did.
The hype was so high, and guess what? They took so long they did everything wrong, or they did everything right. It doesn't matter. The hype was so large at that point where when the game released, it bombed because people had this expectations on this game that I guess at the time they just either didn't have resources to do or just didn't do or whatever. But
Yeah.
I very much put the blame half on the people who made the game
I was gonna say,
and
'cause
the half on the fans.
Yeah, because it also
Yeah.
just wasn't really that great a game either.
Because like it's like, guys, get excited for things, but don't get so excited where you're gonna straight up whatever they release. If they don't poop gold-plated gold, you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
What's
of,
your example, Will? Yes.
I was trying to think of an example to pair with this of something. That,
Is there a movie, perhaps?
That's what I was thinking. It's
Okay.
like what I'm trying to think of, like a sequel to a movie that was actually really good, but people were past the hype meter where they just didn't care about it, or they just didn't think it was that good, simply because it's just been too long. But it was a good movie.
Some people struggled with that with The Last Jedi, I think.
Was that episode?
Expectations. Episode 8. You know,
Eight? Okay, all right.
Yeah, expectations.
Yeah.
But I don't
Not
think,
quite what we're here.
Yeah, because I
with,
don't think
but
that's a failure of hype. You know, that's
no,
different.
it's expectations that they kind of
I think-
inserted.
What? I feel like what's kind of sad is that Incredibles 2 actually did the impossible, or did the
It
incredible.
was incredible.
Yeah, they met
Boo.
they met expectations, but because the hype train has been down on it, it's not being like praised and talked about a ton. So people actually went and saw it. I'm pretty sure it did great in the box office still.
Yeah, it's still
But it
smashing
like,
records.
but then that was that. Like, Incredibles 2 was only what, like a month ago,
Yeah,
Something like that, yeah.
and we haven't heard anything about it in weeks.
yeah.
Like, it was the weekend after, and how the numbers were doing, and that's the last we ever heard of Incredibles 2. Like, that doesn't match up for the amount of time and hype we've been putting into this movie. If that should have followed with the trend that was going, we should be hearing about Incredibles 2 for like the next 2 years.
That's the thing. Go off what you said about Kingdom Hearts. If you continue the graph I was talking about, where it skyrockets, I think it will eventually hit the zero hype bar, and after a while, it'll circle back on itself, given it enough time. So right now, I'm at the Kingdom Hearts phase where it's been so long, I just don't care anymore.
That's me.
I don't care anymore.
Now
Yeah.
you start to drop
It's-
the
it's-
expectations.
yeah.
It's too late for me.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm so old and bitter that now I'm at the age where I just don't care.
Which
anymore.
is actually the reason why I think if I play it, I'll enjoy it. Because, like you said,
Yep.
I'm just so like it's so too late for me to like. I've been waiting so long.
Which is
I'll probably like it.
It could be a shallow victory.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like, man, you won me over, but
Yeah.
damn, you hurt me so much.
It takes a
Like,
lot of
waiting.
effort to get that expectation
Oh.
meter down. You know?
But hey, like it'll eventually start on itself.
But the hype meter is fast and fleeting, and very much nobody ever hits the window quite perfectly where you hit, like, where you just hit that sweet spot and everything, like, was great. I think the close example that we have recent times was Infinity War. Like, the
That
hype.
smashed
Yeah.
expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And the hype was just right for it.
Except, I'm not like I'll say it like I've said it before, but like the ending to Infinity War, I literally was like, huh? What, like when I was like, nah, I don't buy it.
Yeah.
So like, but overall, yeah.
Yeah.
that ruined all Marvel movies. But hey, speaking of timing and resurrecting old franchises, Wes, do you want to continue with your topic?
Yes. So, spoiler alert, right out there. Even though I think this is like one of the worst kept secrets all year, Teen Titans Go had a movie recently.
It's
right?
called Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Yes. What did you think about Teen Titans Go to the Movies?
So, as a hardcore Teen Titans fan of the OG Teen Titans, not the chibi stuff, I love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are a legitimate Teen Titans fan, if you go to this movie, go into it, like, not with high expectations, like, not that toxic hype culture.
Just going to have fun.
But go in to have fun because, man, it is amazing. And for those of you who watch Teen Titans Go and the original Teen Titans, I, as a fan, think that it is not fair to compare the two.
Yeah.
Yes, they share that Teen Titans IP, but they're two completely different shows.
I think honestly though, I think people have a reason to be angry about Go.
Yes.
Replaced.
If their reason for being angry is for, again, hyping up, saying, hey, we're releasing a new Teen Titans, they are alluding to the release of a season 6.
Yeah.
But they then turn around and slap you in the butt and say, ha, here's a child cartoon instead.
However,
That if you're angry about that, that's fine.
they have since repented of that, my friends. And at the end of Teen Titans Go to the Movies...
There's a shawarma scene.
Yes.
Yep.
Is it really?
It's an after credits
Okay.
clip.
Anyway, like, the screen turns back on, and there's the original Teen Titans, and they're back. Hopefully. Like, it's not official yet, but, like, they come back on, the original Teen Titans, and they're like...
So the official verbatim wording that Robin used was, I think we found a way back.
Yeah. So, like, they are, like, putting on the shade hard. Like, they're bringing back the original Teen Titans, and I am so stoked.
And for those... actually made a Facebook status about this, but for those of you who actually want a Season 6 of Teen Titans, not Go... please go see Teen Titans Go to the movies. Give them your money.
Exactly, because...
the voice actor of Raven, Tara Strong, says that if it does well, they'll do it.
Yeah.
That's a tweet she made. I don't know if you link it, but she made a tweet saying if it does well, they'll do it.
So, yeah,
So please give them your money.
I'm going to go see it now.
Yeah.
Because of that. So, please go see it.
Not gonna lie, seeing
And
Teen Titans Go to the movies made me want to watch Teen Titans Go.
Okay, so it's actually enjoyable. So, like, take that for what it is. Go
Now,
see it. Go have fun.
Would you say it's comparable to like Lego Batman?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what I was thinking.
Like for those of you who like Adventure Time, it's right up your alley.
Yeah?
Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
And I was with one of my best friends watching it. It was literally just him and I in that theater.
Mhm.
And then when that movie came on, since him and I were the only ones there, we were saying the Hi Puffy Amayumi Teen Titans opening full blast because we were that hyped for this movie.
Yeah.
Because we're the only ones there. But please watch this movie. And the reason why people dislike Teen Titans Go is because it's a 30-minute show where they cram it as much with like slapstick poop jokes as much as possible.
Yeah.
What I loved about Teen Titans Go to the movies is that it's a movie. It's about an hour and a half of those poop jokes, but they cut that fat with like actual serious like scenes.
Really?
Yeah, like spoilers. I guess Slade is the main antagonist in this movie. Voiced by Will Arnett. He did a fantastic job, by the way. Will Arnett voices Lego Batman, like in the Lego movie. So that's a little connection there. But like Slade was the antagonist, and there are very serious parts about that. Like, I think I cried at one part, not from laughter, but from like actual genuine emotion, which is rare for me.
That's really cool about like the how important Slade was, because I'll be honest, in the original Teen Titans show, I was so blown away by how like actually intimidating Slade was.
They fleshed him out really well.
Really well. Like it was scary. Like it was dark whenever he was there, and like the whole story arc of Robin becoming like Red X, where he's like a double agent. Like it's like,
that was a
real
arc.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's deep, and people get hurt. Like it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's like I think they have that same kind of thing going right now with Young Justice, where they've got a similar tone that works, and that's coming back, by the way.
This is weird how many Titans things we got going on right now.
I know, because last episode we talked. Was it last episode? Yeah, we talked about a little bit about the new Titans show, and
It's like Titans show.
Yeah, you haven't heard about that? Yeah, so I'll just do a little recap about that. So, you know about DC launching their own platform?
Yes. The streaming platform. Yeah.
So they're having a show called Titans on its live action. They're all a little older.
Was it that meme about how people are hating
F Batman?
Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, that was a TV show. I thought it was going to be a movie.
No, that's a TV show. Yeah.
Then I get what you mean. Yeah.
So they're bringing that back. I'm a hardcore DC fanboy, so I kind of feel obligated at this point to watch it, but I'm not really sure about it.
They're probably also showing what they tease at Teen Titans Go to the movies. Is in the beginning they showed like a 5-minute clip of basically the DC, but like the female, so like some Bumblebee, Batgirl, Diana. It was very much like Adventure Time animation of them. I don't know if you guys saw screenshots of that.
No, I haven't. But they have like Batman and Superman in the movie too, right?
And
like the Justice League
is in Teen Titans Go to the movies,
which is that's fantastic.
Again, spoilers, but for those of you who wanted to see Nick Cage as Superman, he is now Superman.
Yeah, he does the voice for Superman.
He is the voice of Superman.
That's awesome.
Gosh, that's amazing.
Yeah, because there was like a long running history of like the Superman movie that wasn't. Like that almost was, where Nick Cage.
Yeah.
It was gonna actually be the Superman that was a contemporary to Michael Keaton's Batman. They were gonna be like in the same universe.
There are pictures of Nicolas Cage in
there
Superman.
Go find them.
It's a legitimate.
It's
but it
scary.
never happened.
Yeah.
I still want that, but hey, we're halfway there. He's now a voice actor for Superman. For you Michael Bolton fans, Michael Bolton sings a song in Teen Titans Go to the movies. So please, I cannot stress enough, watch the movie. It's really good.
Well, have you seen it?
Nope.
We should go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, to go along with your point.
I was just kind of like, I thought maybe this could be like a time of like reminiscing about Teen Titans. William, I don't know, have you?
I watched an episode here and there.
Okay.
But the thing is that to really appreciate that show, you really need to be watching all the episodes.
You
so
really
that was
do.
it's my own fault. And
That's okay.
one day I will definitely take the time to like maybe when Titans comes back, I will take the time to watch all the old series.
Good, because this is like on the same level of like The Last Airbender of like need to watch. Honestly,
Absolutely.
in my opinion,
it's good, but I would argue that you actually don't need to watch it sequentially. The only ones that you need to watch sequentially are the ones that label Part 1 and Part 2.
Yeah, that's true because it's the same. It's the same really as most animated
90s,
DC stuff.
2000s shows, because you have to realize when this is a very like if you watch it, it's at a 4:3 aspect. It is not widescreen. It is
it's that old.
Square screen.
Yeah, it is that old. Yeah.
It's that old. So during that era, streaming wasn't a thing. You watch it on Cartoon Network whenever you could.
Mm-hmm.
So they purposely made it so it's not sequential unless label Part 1 and 2.
Yep.
So you do not need to watch it in order. You can take the DVDs, hit the shuffle button, and watch any episode you want.
But I do think in later seasons, don't they have longer arcs though? More than just Part 1
later
and
seasons.
Part 2?
There are things that are like maybe recurring characters, but like in terms of the overall like story of it, you really don't. Like, I wouldn't recommend someone watching season 4, episode 2 of Game of Thrones right off the bat.
Yeah,
because you're not gonna know what's going on.
Yeah.
But Teen Titans, even the opening shows you the 4 main Titans kicking bad guys' butt, having a great time. 4, sorry. Yeah.
4 Titans. Yeah.
Isn't there 5?
I mean, there are other
Robin, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Starfire, Raven. There are 5.
5. Okay, so
Wow,
5. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys said 4 so many times. I was like,
Sorry.
Did I say 4?
Both of you.
My bad.
5.
So we were so hyped. We're so
Yeah.
Not gonna use the word hype. Excited for the potential reoccurring of Teen Titans, which
I'm gonna keep realistic expectations.
I am.
Because I don't want to ruin it for myself.
Yes, I am very much hopeful because of that streaming platform, and they're hinting at all these things.
because they could bring back Teen Titans that way.
And I really think they're bringing season 6, and this is just generating that again hype for season 6. But if you really want to make it for sure thing, please go see the movie. Give them your money.
Yeah, I was actually one of the worst kept secrets of the year because the movie hadn't even been out for like a full day yet, and I was like scrolling on Instagram and someone had posted that end credit scene. Like,
I probably
on
saw
Instagram.
it. Was there a person blocking half that screen?
Yeah, kinda. And I saw
super
it. And I was
illegal,
like,
by the way. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
But like, I was blown away. I was like, people are so excited about this. It's making it everywhere.
Yeah.
And so, excitement is great, but it's not money. It's not going to make it happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Again, we're not saying don't be excited for things.
Yeah.
Just like be excited, but well within reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already talked about how hype culture ruins stuff.
Yeah.
So just like, don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Or girl.
I've had so many better movie experiences by not hyping myself
Yeah.
up on stuff and having more realistic expectations.
Solo is a recent example for me.
Absolutely.
Oh, did you like?
I really liked it.
Same.
I had low expectations for it, and I walked out. I loved it. Like I really liked it a lot.
Same. And that being said, Rouge One's still my favorite side story, but Solo was good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, to go what Will says, I personally don't get into that because of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And for spoilers, I don't watch movie trailers. I don't go to any subreddit or like Instagram or whatever news story regarding about that.
Yeah.
I very much on purpose avoid those topics because mostly for spoilers, but mostly to get away from that hype culture.
It definitely helps you tone that hype down.
And
I'm definitely noticing more and more friends just avoiding trailers altogether.
Yeah. And by an extension, this is my own fault, but I'm a very impressionable person. It's hard to differentiate what's my original thought and what I've read somewhere.
So once you've got an opinion, it's hard to break free from that.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same.
Yeah, so that's completely my fault. That's a personal thing. If you were able to resist that temptation to really develop your own opinions on something, regardless of what external factors may affect you, I applaud you, and I wish I had that skill.
Yeah. Favorite Titan?
From the limited you watched so far.
Yeah, from the limited you watched so far.
Yeah.
'Cause
Honestly, Raven.
Raven? Yeah, Raven's good. Yeah, I've always, I don't want to be, that guy who's like, Robin! But, honestly, Robin, but also probably Starfire. I love how, by the way, aloof was the wrong word. I said aloof so many times about Starfire in our last episode.
Oh, really?
So, clarify, aloof is not the word I meant about Starfire.
Yeah, Starfire's not aloof.
No, aloof means, broody, apparently. So, no. Starfire is, she's so out of touch, with what's going on around her. It's
She's
hilarious.
Drax.
What?
She's Drax.
She's basically a Drax. Yeah, she's Drax before Drax was Drax.
Yeah. She's very much culturally.
No, she's just DC Drax. That's all.
She's DC Drax.
Yeah.
Which is actually a great, like, that's not really how she is in the comics, but it totally works for her. Like that really works. Like, I mean, I might disagree with Kyle on this, but I like that they went away from, like, the sexualized Starfire, and they, like, made her funny.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I don't know the source.
Oh, you
material.
don't? Okay.
I have no idea.
Dude, she's, like, barely clothed in the comics all the time.
I guess I gotta read the comics now. You got me.
Oh yeah, but she is totally like a stereotypical like babe hero in the comics.
All I can think of is like, whenever I hear that, all I think of is Daphne from Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
that's always the first example I think of when like the original example of that ditzy like, oh, I'm just a hot chick here.
The damsel in distress.
She even has purple clothes and orange hair.
Oof.
Wow.
Yeah.
Starfire,
There's that connection to make for y'all.
But no, like Starfire as comedic relief is genius. Like,
I mean, let's
awesome.
be fair. All the Titans are comedic relief.
They really are.
Yeah.
But like, I love her brand of it. Like, it's great. And you can't like Beast Boy and Cyborg together. It's just it's
the bromance that I wish to achieve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's like one of your ideal bromances.
Yeah, for sure.
In fiction.
Definitely up there with like Sherlock and Watson. Yeah.
Definitely.
But my favorite Titan, I'm with Raven.
Yeah.
I love, well, from a thematic standpoint, I think it's awesome. There was an episode where Starfire and Raven body swapped. Shout out to your name. But they body swapped, and they had to basically literally live in each other's shoes and control their powers. Raven's powers are, and this is verbatim, are controlled by constant meditation and control over your emotions. Exact opposite what Starfire does is it's all emotions.
Yep.
And they were so out of their element and then they just developed the sisterhood where they just did that. And I love that aspect of Raven where like
I remember seeing that. That was a really good episode.
Raven is super stoic.
Yeah.
Like, and she has to be, because I feel like the way I would describe her powers is I feel like if she wasn't careful, she would just like explode dark energy all the time.
Absolutely, and she is very much she is very much a ticking time bomb, and only through much study and concentration and emotional control can she very much suppress this ticking time bomb.
Reminds me of Jean from X-Men.
Jean Grey, absolutely. Yep, Dark Phoenix, very similar.
That's not my expertise. That's all you, man. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very similar.
Okay.
Where she's just so powerful that it easily goes wrong. Yeah. Only it's kind of like opposite, because Jean Grey is like inherently a good character, where Raven is like she has to like try hard to be, because her dad is the devil, like literally Trigon. So like she's constantly fighting on a daily basis to be like.
I mean, we're upplaying my waifu Raven here, but let's be honest, she's just the Garfield of daddy issues.
Pretty much.
That's all it is.
She really is.
Yeah.
I also really ship Raven with Beast Boy.
Raven and Beast Boy.
I ship it too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really
and Cyborg is just alone, bro. I don't know, maybe Terra. I don't know.
I like Terra.
You remember Terra?
I remember Terra. Terra's cool.
Yeah, Terra's cool.
But yeah, no, Raven, very, very much my favorite Titan.
Yeah.
Would you say it was Robin?
Robin, and if not Robin, Starfire.
Starfire, yeah.
Yeah.
The Starfire's great too, because again, I love like it's such a simple speech impediment that she has. Not impediment, but like the way she talks.
Yeah.
It's so charming.
So out of order.
But like it's that one character trait that maybe like the way she talks. I love how out of touch she is, and it's cool. Yeah.
I think what's so great about like just Teen Titans in general was how great of a show it was for like the teen demographics specifically, and how so few shows got that just right.
That was on Toonami a lot, right? Was it? Or was it not quite?
It was Cartoon Network.
It was just Cartoon Network. Okay.
Because the thing about teens is that teens will either choose to have something that's age appropriate, or they're more often than not trying to push something that's more out of their age caliber.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and there's not a lot of good teen programming that appeals to them in the way where they feel like it's cool and hip.
Oh,
and Teen Titans always was that.
They nailed it.
They got that attractiveness of being edgy.
Yeah, that mixture of being like not too edgy where it's cringe, but also having that humor, just to be targeted for the young adult.
Yeah, absolutely.
Demographic. They nailed it. Yeah.
And not many shows have done that since.
I want to squeeze in one more comeback story real quick.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of similar. Because I was thinking, there's actually this whole group of like really good shows where they start out more targeted towards like kids, and they end up becoming like really deep and dark and involved. And the Clone Wars is another one of those shows that's just like that.
I need to watch that because they announced that
it's coming back.
Yep.
So. Clone Wars is coming back.
Yep.
Disney was like, how do we calm the Star Wars fanboys? And they picked the perfect way. Everybody loves Clone Wars.
And then with the shawarma scene of Solo,
yeah,
who knows?
It's a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, that really hurts me too because Solo was actually good, and yet it like because of people's backlash and because they're horrible fans.
Well, they built up a lot to it. I doubt they'll throw it all out. I think they're just taking a breather. Which honestly, if this means that we're only going to get a Star Wars movie every other year, I'd be perfectly happy with that.
Yeah, but like I so bet like do you guys realize like to those like I still love you, okay? But like to those of you that didn't like Solo, do you realize that like it's gonna be harder for us to get an Obi-Wan movie, and like that's one of the ones everybody wants.
That's the one we all.
Are you saying Christopher Robin, Winnie the Pooh is not?
It's yeah. I know, right?
Obi-Wan, the man. I was really hoping for him to say, you know,
use the
hello there.
Hello there. If he doesn't say hello there, I'm gonna watch the movie looking for that 2 words.
Dude,
he better say it.
I'm actually excited about the Christopher Robin movie. I really am. I have a soft spot for Winnie the Pooh.
I have a soft spot for Ewan McGregor.
I do too. Ewan McGregor is one of my favorite actors.
Not enough movies.
I love you. Well, he's one of those guys like David Tennant where he just does movies he likes. You know what I mean?
Actually, so
he's got a very clean record because of it.
Big Fish is one of my favorite movies ever. That's
if you watch the recent Stephen Colbert interview, he purposely hasn't been in a lot of movies because he just wanted to break.
Yeah,
he wanted to spend time with his kids and his dog. He just wanted to break. So the reason why he hasn't been in much movies is because it is very much on purpose.
Yeah,
it's not because he couldn't find work.
Yeah. Oh yeah, though that's never. He's doing very well for himself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, you really need to watch Clone Wars.
Yep.
I know you have a lot on your plate, so but
I know there's a lot of good stuff to watch right now.
Just put it on the list somewhere.
I better not get too hyped for it.
I know because it's good, and it's you have to be patient with it because it's one of those shows that starts off kind of just like mindless. You just watch it like, oh, this is fun, and then it like
what show are we talking about?
Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, so I've seen like the first 3 seasons of Clone Wars.
Yeah, because it starts off slow, where it's like not every episode is tied together.
I will argue that first episode is still one of the best episodes. Though.
Yeah.
I mean that could be the same thing with After the Last Airbender.
Yep,
very much. Like when I watched it, I was like 13, 14, and at the end of it, it got real.
Oh yeah, and Clone Wars gets there. And the cool thing about the Clone Wars, it's actually leading up to like episode 3. Like you slowly see the characters change, the way they look and stuff like that.
It really was really good.
And Ahsoka Tano is one of the like triumphs, like where everybody hated her at first, and now everybody loves her. Like really, like she's a beloved character now, and she went from that to being hated.
Shoutouts to my Zero to Hero panel.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the classic underdog story.
Yep.
Huge fan of underdog stories.
Yep, she's there. She's a Zero to Hero.
Yeah.
Definitely. And that's all we got for you today.
It's a good. I feel like very like concisive, like kind of almost one streamlined conversation. Yeah,
that was
did
good.
not plan that at all. As much as we would like to brag about the fact that we did.
That's what happens when you get me on the show.
Hey, is
Kyle just brings us together.
A pleasure to have Kyle.
I'll be Alex 2.0. You know that.
Yeah.
I'll let Alex hear that.
Yeah, man. Anyway, stay kind, geeks.